I'm live. All right. Trade foes 7-11, the deuce and the nine. Hoover, hey, people. Look here, man. It was a rough 15 minutes just now, but I got this thing up and running and shit, So I'm happy about that. Got a little help. I got my elves here, helping me out and said, I'm saying I had to make a phone call to make sure I got this thing right, man. I know for a lot of y'all, man, this is an inopportune time because of the Lakers. So, all right, go Lakers. But anyway, hey, man, I'm happy to be back. And I'm hoping like heck you guys are happy to have me back. Um, Last Sunday, man, it was beautiful. It was the first for Under the Groove live stream, man. I enjoyed it. I felt like a natural almost. But here we are, man. Before I get started, man, I just want to, send a couple of shots out, man, to a few people, man. And I want to make this, a reoccurring thing every time I do this live stream thing. First, man, shout out to Milk 74, man. Peace, what I'm saying? Do what you do, man. Hey, man, Coach Zoe, Crazo from Raymond. I missed you in the last one. I'm not going to miss you today, bro. I like what you're doing. I've been checking your stuff out like I told you I would, man. OG Bam, man, the OG Perspective. That's the homeboy. Love you. You know how I go. You know what I'm saying? Also, man, Kev Mack. I mentioned him last time, and I meant what I said. I say what I mean. He's all right, brother, man. And hopefully he's tapping in, man, or he'll watch it later, man. That'd be a good look, man. And back on Fig to smacking T-Rail, man. So there that is, man. One other thing, man. I want to say, man. So also, well, hold on. Let me mention again, man. Baby Jap, man. And little Jackrabbit, man. Again, our condolences, man. You know what I'm saying? We love him, man, and we'll miss him. All right. So that said, man. Oh no, one more shout out, and I think this is significant. I want to send a shout out to Blow Dough from 2Ps, man. And this is coming from Lon, man. Lon said, hey, man, he met you, man. The acquaintance is brand new, man. He appreciates you as a young brother, man, doing your thing, man. He wanted you to know that you need more like you in the world, man. And I appreciate you just knowing that boom, you tapped in with the brother, man, and hollered at him. You introduced yourself and everything. You guys got this connection going now. That's a good look, man. Peace to you for that, bro. Blessings. So, like I say, man, last week, it was one of them things, man. For me, it was a new get down. I enjoyed it. And again, my wife said I did a good job, but you know how that go. She gonna say, what she say, man. Yeah, I believe her though, man. I had a lot of congratulations, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes gave me my kudos for that, man. I appreciate it again. It's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Some is content, some is not. You know what I'm saying? I don't intend to be serious all the time. I want brothers to come on here, man, have a laugh, enjoy themselves, and also think about a lot of shit that's been said. One thing I caught, and this just messed me up, man. And this is for the community. They have in Ohio something called the Hoover Stump Line Dance. I don't know if anybody's seen that. When I caught the video last week, I forgot to just copy it and do what you do to keep it. When I went back to get it, it was gone. So if anybody's out there in Ohio, man, I don't know whether you were from Cleveland, Akron, wherever you were from, and you know about what I'm talking about, man, tap in, man. If you have a link to that video, because the video was fire, man. I'm telling you, they was cutting the floor up with the get out. If you have that link, man, send me that link, man. So I like to post that, man, and show Cleveland off, show Ohio off, and how they get down with that Hoover Stump Line Dance. And in the land, as far as the land go, we need to check that thing out, man, and see if there's anything we can add to it, or just to learn the steps, man. It looks really, really fun. All right, that said, today was a cold day. Work was hectic. I couldn't wait to get up out that joint, man. But I got here, man, the freeway, man, it was jam-packed. I'm coming from the Valley, man, to LA. So, that was over an hour and a half just getting here. Anyway, man, look, I'm happy to be here. Let's chop in. Let's get into this. Get down, man. I'm checking out man. Y'all coming in, man, hard and heavy. I appreciate it. What's up, people? What's up? Larissa, Cincy Consultant. What's happening? Groove Baby, Groove Gang Audio. What's happening, man? What's happening, folks? all the time. I did a good job. I was well spoken, brother. Hey, man, I appreciate that, Bill. It's good looking out, man. LBC up in there, man. All right. All right. Oh, some girls from LBC made it. You talking about the video, right? All right. All right. It's all through the South. It's boots on the ground with the Hoover stump twist. Ah, fig faces. That MF was smooth. So everybody, so most of y'all seen it too then. I tried to go find it, man, and show my wife. Man, she, I want her to show me how to do that shit. It's the U line dance, but it's the Hoover stump. Oh, okay, there you go. Got you, got you, got you. When Chinaman coming on the show? I don't know, man. I haven't talked to Chinaman. You know what I mean? I haven't heard from him. I haven't seen any material he dropped lately and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, Chinaman, if you checking this out, homie, you know what's happening, homie. How you been? Holla at a brother, man. Holla at a brother. You know what's up, homie. All right. So yeah. So when Chinaman coming on, he got to let me know when he's gonna do that. When he's ready. Come on, hang out. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, man, last week was good, man. I talked to Lon about it, talked to a few homies about it. A lot of homies was like, hey man, you did a good job, da da da. And like I said, I thought I did all right. All right. I'm working on a lot of stuff, as I told you guys last week. We dropped a new video today, the Mexican Frog Show. I don't know if anybody's seen it, man, but I thought it was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But also thought provoking once we get into it. That's just one of, let's say, 4 episodes. But them two brothers are all right, man, to hang out with, chop it up with, you know what I mean, in terms of the history and stuff. We had a good time, man. And again, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Um, so me and Lon were talking about some things, man. And we were just discussing, man, how do we, get brothers to understand that, what we talking about, man, especially in the community, ain't about no BS, man. How do we bring brothers on this get down, man, understanding that it's to uplift our community? We've done everything we possibly could to tear it down. Everybody know that. There's no mystery about that. We did a good job of it too. I just want to know, we just like to know if we can do a better job of building it back up, man. And I tend to think that if that's something we do and we go at it right, imagine what other sectors, might consider doing. You know what I mean? So, you want to lead or you want to follow, man, or you just want to sit idly by, man. The call is yours. Whatever choice you make, that's the choice you got to live with. But yeah, we talked about his video also last week, and it did pretty good, man. Lon, like I say, is a changed man in terms of, just talking to him, off the bat, his whole mindset, then it flipped, it flipped, did a 180, man. You know, the brother trying to come home, man, which he should be trying to do anyway, and that, don't just go for him. Also, it makes me think about Hoover Joe. He got something going on, his GoFundMe. I don't know if you guys check the link out, but check the link out to his GoFundMe, man. Help this brother out, man. He's a good brother, like I said, family man, take care of his business, man. Intelligent as hell. It's intelligent as hell, man. Dude gets talking to me. I know I had to brush up on my shit. He want to speak Russian and all this shit. So I got to go get my, dictionary and remember my words and shit, and we have a little conversation. Minor. It's brief. It's not really long. There's no long sentences and paragraphs. But that brother, man, I just talked to him today. He did a video for me today. I'll be dropping that just as soon as I'm done, bringing it all together, man, because I would like for him to speak to the people. I think his presence, man, especially for the community, would do some good. Uh, some are with it, some aren't. We're not gonna worry about those who aren't, man. Hey, just do what you do, but just get out our way. Let us do this. That said, what do I want to talk about that's interesting? That's interesting. Like I said, I got my L's here. They just are smiling. Y'all want to say hi? No. Okay. They don't want to say hi. Not yet. Not yet. But look here, man. Again, I'm in the comments, man, all the time. I love the fact that the brothers is appreciating what I'm doing and the sisters. To be honest, man, more support, more viewership, you know what I mean? But not in the sense where I'm trying to, compete with numbers and all that shit. Like I said, I meant that. It's gonna happen the way it's supposed to happen. But just to have y'all come in and holler at us, chill with us and shit, that'd be a good look. You know, that would be a great look. Again, I know it's Laker night. They what's that? 3-1. They down 2 games. I don't know how to call that one, man. You know, I'm not gonna smile too much. I don't want y'all to think I'm a hater. Wink, wink. But you know, go Lakers. Like I said, man. Good luck to you, brothers, man. You know, it might be time for LeBron. You know, pack it up, man. Go and get out the way. Let them youngsters play ball, man. You know, that might be the thing for him to do. You know, but yeah, man. I was sitting here, man, thinking about a few things. Um, I got some stuff coming out, man, this weekend. Like I said, I'm gonna sit down with the Trey Hoovers. I'm gonna sit down with former 8-0 Hoovers. Then I got the home queens coming on, man. Quite a few of them. They're gonna sit down, man, and chop it up with us, man. I'm telling you, like I said, I bet you their stories make ours look like, just child's play. They got some real good stories, man. You know, just to hear them talk about some shit, man, it would make y'all think like, damn, they was the ones. It really wasn't y'all dudes. It was your homegirls. A lot of people still say that out loud. But I'm gonna have them on here this weekend. Well, no, not this weekend, but the 10th. So get ready for that. I'll put that. I'll put that in the link and shit. You know, all that information. We'll get to that soon enough. Oh, um, hey man, what's happening, Sinbad? I just wanted to send that shout out to you, bro. Yeah, I got that text, man, and everything. And I know, hey, I hope you're doing well, man, with that situation. Just as soon as things line up, man, it's on and cracking. We already talked about it. We're gonna make that happen. We're gonna make that happen. The situation, man, like I said last week, I had a situation. People came in and decided they want to, take shit, and it happened. So I done built back up, man. I'm back where I need to be, you know, about 74% back. All right. About 74%. This shit, like I said, it costs money, man. This shit costs money. YouTube don't pay me shit, man. So don't believe what you hear, homies. Don't believe what you hear. That's some bills. YouTube don't give you nothing. I do this because I like doing it, because I want to do it. I had the thought that it needed to be done, and shit, I was the one called for the job. There you go. So that's what I'm doing. Um, yeah, that's cool. Damn, you see my in the WhatsApp app? I didn't know they do videos. Oh no, no, no. You see he's sending the video to my WhatsApp. Okay. Good looking out, Groovy baby. Yeah, Free Hoover Joe, man. We working on it. We working on it. We are working on it. Oh yeah, don't trip that either. Uh yeah, I talked to the Crims, man. And yeah, yeah, they're with it. They're with it. I'll talk to them personally. Um, uh, they want to come on the show, and I let them know in order to come on the show, I need just total respect. You know what I mean? No matter what you feel, man, leave that, outside the door, man. Come on in and have a conversation like me. And then they say, okay, we got you, homie. So I appreciate that, Crims. When they ready, they gonna let me know. Matter of fact, it's gonna be one of them things when I'm saying, hey man, I got a slot. Come on. And I'm more than sure they'll be here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got a lot to say. Actually, I thought about taking the camera up to Manchester Park, but then I thought better of it. I'd rather have a more controlled setting, to be quite honest. You know, bring me in here, man, and sit them down, man. Let's chop it up for an hour or two. That would be something that'd be nice to do, man. Have them young cats in here, man, and telling how it is, you know what I'm saying, from their perspective. From their perspective. Headline dance or something else. So I don't know if anybody watched the Mexican and Frog show today. It's doing pretty well actually, so I'm pretty sure it's being watched. But go check them two brothers out, man. Like I said, they are hilarious, you know. From the dirt dudes, you know what I mean? From the dirt dudes. And I got, like I say, 3 more episodes of them. Uh it's something worth looking at and listening to, just catching, what I'm saying, the understanding in terms of how they see things, what they're saying is it's all positive, nothing negative in it. You know what I'm saying? They recognize, not only where they come from, but the damage they help, bring to the community. So we all spoke on that. or they spoke on that, you know what I'm saying, and link. So it'd be good for you guys to check that one out as well. Um, Again, man, as far as I go, I think I tried to touch the surface. You know, I scratched the surface in terms of, you know, how I came up. I remember the comment last week. Brother asked me, when did I come off the porch? I said 77. I started game banging in 1977. I came off the porch, you know, shoot, man, 75, 75, man, easy, you know, up and down the streets and the alleys, doing everything kids my age or our age was doing, jumping roof to roof, raiding fruit trees, you know, on skates and skateboards. You know what I mean? You know, we wasn't mischievous at that time. You know, we wasn't doing nothing we didn't have no business doing. Because back then, you know, the community was still tight. You get messed up. You know, one of the ladies and fathers come out and whoop your ass, take you home, get another ass whooping. But I came off the porch in 75, man, easy. You know, and like Meskin said, you know, we've been all over LA, all of them down Hoover, Woodcrest Elementary. He left out a few. We went to Manchester, Woodcrest, 95th Street School, LaSalle Elementary. Did I say Lauren Miller? Of course, Lauren Miller. And also, we lived on Madden, and we went to 59th Street School, you know, and this was before the 60s, though. The rolling 60s were, you know, in effect. I remember old cats, man, from over there, Sugar Bear and Ben. These dudes, if I recall correctly, they were like, I think Van Ness Brams or something like that. We lived right on the corner of Madden. And these dudes used to babysit us. You know, moms worked and shit, so they knew what, you know, knew to look out for us and shit, man. Van Ness Park was a spot we frequented back in the days, you know, swimming and shit. You know, we did all that. But from Madden, we moved on Hoover, and that was in like 60, 68, 68, 69. Yeah, yeah. No later. Well, let's put it like this: no later than 1970. I'm gonna tell you somebody, and hopefully, you know, somebody say something to this brother. But Danny from 60s, Cedar, you know, he was my next door neighbor back then. We was kids growing up together, man. You know what I'm saying? I never forgot that brother either, man. His whole family, you know, Carnita, Sandy, his brother Ben. I don't know if all of them are still around and shit, but I grew up with Danny. We were next door neighbors and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I heard back in the day, I was in 4800, and his name was mentioned. I was like, damn, yeah, and they said Sea-Dog. You know, I think it's Sea-Dog from Rolling 60s. I said, man, I know him, man. You know what I'm saying? I never got to run into him again. Last time I seen him, though, we were actually living on 83rd and Halldale. That's when I went to LaSalle. And that was back in like, man, that could have been like 73, 73, 74. But if anybody got a line on that brother, man, tell him, man, I send mine, man. You know what I'm saying? Hope that he's well and his family as well are doing good, man. But yeah, so we came up like that, man. We moved from Madden, man. Like I said, we moved around a lot. Uh, After moms and pops got divorced, you know what I'm saying, and shit went downhill. We ended up on Hoover. You know, we ended up on Hoover. But we ended up on Hoover, and we're doing a lot of moving. This was around 1977. Moms, put everybody in the station wagon and say, "We're going to look at a house." So we're like, "Where we going? You know, where the house at?" You know, she wouldn't tell us. So when we get over there, we noticed, you know, the landscape was changing. You know, it was getting grimier and grimier. You know, we said, "Mom, where is this?" She said, "Oh, this is Watts." We all started crying and shit, right? It's like, no, mom, we don't want to live in Watts, you know, no. You know, we had heard so much about it. But we were kids, man. Mom decided to go back on Hoover, and we ended up moving back on 76th Street. But like I say, we've been there our whole lives, man. Um, for me, the gang shit started, you know, much like Mexican and Frog, you know, raising pigeons and dirt bikes and shit. You know, by the seventh grade, you know, we were all in. You know, we were all in. Uh, in terms of who we hung with, man, it was just a plethora of dudes, man. Some of them still here, some are not. But you know, we all came up together in the streets, man. Junior high school, well, before junior high school, elementary, junior high school, and stuff of that nature, man. But I started gang banging in 1977. You know, that's when it started for me. Um, I recall moms having an issue with that though. Moms had an issue with that. And mainly because she didn't really know I was gang banging until she walked up Hoover one day going to a market, and she saw writing on the wall. And she saw my name, Mexican's name, and she came home, beat the shit out of me, took me down back by the brick wall, and tried to make me wash the shit off the wall. You know what I mean? It never came up. That shit was on that wall for right between the alley of 74th and 75th. That shit was on that wall for decades. But that's when it started for me, man. 1977, man. Uh, First year of junior high school. Matter of fact, could have been the summer before school started. That's when it started for me, man. That's all I know. You know what I mean? That's all I know as far as this shit go. You know what I'm saying? Never been nowhere else. You know, my ain't no wrong with my eyes. Huh? Wait a minute, man. My elves are talking to me. What? Tell me. Let them know. I get you get a laugh, man. You get a laugh. It's all good. No, man. She tell me it was something on my eye. I don't see it shit. But anyway. Yeah, man. Hey, look. Um, that shit, man. I'm gonna have to tell you, man. It affected me, man. It affected me. It affected my whole life for a long time. At the time, we didn't understand how our moms and grandmas was dealing with that shit. They didn't like that shit. They wasn't having it, man. Tell you the truth. Um, my grandma, she ended up kicking in the shack door one day, and I think Mexican was trying to tell a story the other night. She kicked in the shack door, man, and it had a rifle. And she's like, "Hey, man, send my grandbabies out of here." I mean, everybody in the shack scrambled, spread, ran away like rats, man. Got us out of there, man, and shit, man. My grandmother's talking shit about, "Hey, man, I'm sending you to Oklahoma." Oklahoma, shit, man, I ran away, man. Like, I'm not going to Oklahoma. That was another thing I did. I did a lot of running away. A lot of running away, man. Yeah. But you know, that was that. You want to know how it started for me? That's how I started, man. 1977, I started gang banging, but I was off the porch around 1975. No late, yeah, no earlier than 75. No later than 76, man. So that's what it was. Um, so someone asking right now, and if you're fourth generation, what generation are the Crims? And now I'm gonna be quite frank, man, because certain homies say this generation, that generation, don't necessarily mean I agree, but I'll say, yeah, okay, man, you cool with that? Okay, I'm cool with that. Um, the same dudes we call our older homies because they were older than us, and we hung with them, but we didn't get to hang with them. You know what I mean? There was certain shit we couldn't do with them that they did, so we were, that's how we ended up starting our own little clique. But I always thought that, yeah, third, fourth generation is we're in that mix right there. You know what I mean? So if you're asking what generation the Crims are, the Crims, you got to think about it. That was like that had to be 90s, man. That had to be 90s. And that generation would have to be they after the Bays. You know what I mean? So the Bays were after us. You probably have to ask them what generation they consider themselves to be. I would take it that it may be sixth generation, when they first started, sixth generation Hoovers. Because like I said, the Bays came before them, and the Rascals and all the other young, homies from, other cliques up and down Hoover. You know what I'm saying? The Crims is after all that. I'm pretty sure, in the 90s, just full fledged, the Crims, up and running then. But yeah, what generation exactly? I couldn't tell you. Okay, on the set, I'm calling the cops. Wow. All right. Do I still reside in the community? OG. Do I still? No, I don't. No, I don't. So when I was released from prison, I was released as a lifer. Um, and the streets got me a life sentence. Game banging got me a life sentence, and I tell you, went through a lot, man, to get to where I am now, man. But when I paroled to the valley, and I have to admit that was probably the best thing for me, to re-enter society back in the community, uh I don't know. I don't know if I'd be here talking to y'all right now, you know what I mean? Or I don't know if my frame of mind be right, you know what I mean? Because it's a lot still wrong with the community over there, and, So I'm grateful to be where I am. But I tap in the set, the homies know they see me every week. I tap in and shit. I hang out with homies and shit. Let them know I love them, and we have a good time. We talk about old times. We talk about changes that need to be made, that sort of thing. But yeah, no, I'm in the valley though, bro. All right, I see you growing. See you growing. Keep in with some positive, and don't forget to tell them about to support at the teach. Okay, I get what you're saying. Edgar Taylor, that's the homie. What's happening, loved one? I see you. Yeah, I do throw that out there, man. We have a line. We do the t-shirts. And some I think are neutral. Well, not these. These aren't for everybody. But I have other T-shirts and stuff, man. If you go into, the merch store and shit, you'll see them, man. There are other T-shirts for people, man, that's not affiliated. That don't want that burden when we're walking around with that burden on them. I can dig it. But there's all kind of T-shirts in there, man, that you can go check out for women as well, hoodies and stuff. Different designs. And I'm telling you, man, some of it's neutral shit. A star's a star. A star ain't just got to be a Hoover, all right? Stars are stars. Some of us are rising, some of us rising stars or stars rising. You know what I mean? Certified is another thing. You star certified, you're certified star, whatever you want to call it, man. And again, whatever's under your groove, that's on you. That ain't for me to determine. You know what I mean? That ain't for anyone to determine. So if you decide to wear what's under your groove, hey man, be ready to tell them, hey man, this is what's under my groove. It ain't got to be gangbanging. It could be any number of things on some positive shit. It ain't got to be negative, you know. Somebody said, "Oh, G Rock, I remember you had the Jerry curl, Big Bud." Hey, I got pictures of that curl. I got pictures of that, man. I got lucky. I don't know where I got that, where I found that picture, man. But I was with my little brother, rest in peace, and I got the curl, man, with my Charlie Brown shirt on and my khakis with the Jerry curl and the gold chain. Damn, that is an old flick I got. I've been sitting on that, man. Okay, how can we support the t-shirts, man? Like I say, go to the merch store at shopunderthegroove.com, man. And it's in there, man. But and I appreciate, man, you guys, man, patronize, getting, buying the shirts, man, and looking out. I appreciate it, man. Um, I wanted to say, man, as far as that go, I'm like this. Yeah, the shirts are for sale, man, and all that good shit. But I think there's a bigger issue need to be addressed. And if dudes was gonna, spend money or throw money or something, think about, man, contributing to Joe's GoFundMe. All right, think about that, man. You know, if it's $1, if it's $2, them shirts, man. You know how the t-shirts go. You can throw Joe $5, $10, man, for this thing, man. And I can tell you that it's a legitimate site. It is Uber Joe's site. I'm a part of it. I help create. I'm a co-creator, sponsor of it, man. The money is going to go towards legal defense and all those things that's going to help him to make his way back out here, man. So yeah, just think about that, man. Think about that, man, and I'm sure he'd appreciate it. All right, yeah. So hey brother, checking in from Memphis. Finally caught an actual lie. Yeah, finally, Kenny. This the second one, man. This the second one. And like I said, my question to you guys last week was, how often do I do these? Once a week or twice a week? And I think the consensus was twice a week. And if that's the case, then yeah, I'm with it twice a week. I didn't check sports schedule today because, like I say, I'm pretty sure had I known the Lakers were playing today, I would have, postponed this maybe till tomorrow or even later in the evening. But no worries there, man. If we're gonna do this twice a week, man, I'd love for you guys to tap in. Stay tuned, man. Spread the word. And not only that, man, but when you tapping in, man, come on, hit me with some questions, man. Make them respectful. Just be respectful. You know what I mean? I'll give you answers to those questions, man. That I know that I think are warranted answers. The troll shit and all that. Like I say, I don't mess around too much with all that crap, man. I pay a little attention, if any at all. Did the Monster Coda book affect you? I know you're already banging, but what did that book do for you or your section? Uh, So I knew Monster. I knew Monster, man, when on dirt bikes, bro. That's when I first met him. Down to Lemdusa, I used to hang down there too. Like I say, I grew up all up and down Hoover, man. I went to down to every elementary school in the area. So we were on dirt bikes when I first met him. And he was hanging around by the 11 Deuces at that time. Um, as far, but not only that, but I've been knowing Monster since Youth Authority, YTS, prison. I've known him for a minute. You know what I mean? Um, when he did the book, I was proud of him. Shit was a homie. It was a homie. Writing a book, telling his story. So kudos to him for that, man. It made me actually. It inspired me to want to write my own book. You know what I mean? Shit, man, for him to do that, that didn't take balls. That took intelligence, man. That just took understanding in terms of what he went through, his perspective on what he went through, and then having the gall to say, man, I'm gonna publish this. He didn't do just one. I think he did 2 books. Shit, probably 3. I don't know, but it was an inspiration. I've been saying I'm gonna write a book. I've been man, shit. I'd rather do a movie, shit. But a book is cool, man. His book, the book he did, it was all right, man. I read it a gang of times. Uh, how did it affect me? It didn't affect me negatively. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been in jail with Monster. I knew Monster, man. We knew each other. I was in 4800 with him, like I say, Solidarity Prison with him, you know what I'm saying? YTS with him. We've been all through the system. His book, like I say, that's a book that he wrote from his perspective. Now whether or not I agree with any of it or most of it, it was solid shit. You know what I mean? But other than that, I have nothing negative to say about Monster's book. You know what I mean? And for one, the homie resting in peace, man. Love and respect him, man. Miss him, as a matter of fact. Wish the brother was here, man. And on point. So yeah, Monster's book, man. I don't know. My section, like I said, I don't know if everybody agreed with it. I can't speak for anyone else, what I'm saying, from Hoover in terms of how they saw the book or what they took from the book. Was it inspirational? Was it negative to them, or was it positive? For me, I appreciated the book. You know what I mean? I was able to pick up stuff, man, and understand, a few things, which was cool. Man, me and that dude used to study and practice Swahili together. You know what I mean? Uh, I learned about the new African Republic fucking with Monster, man, back in the day. But yeah, what I'm saying? Like I said, man, for me, he was the homeboy. He was the homeboy. So I have nothing to say in terms of, whether or not I agree with his book or not. I agree with his book. I read it shit a few times, like I said. Okay, what year was I at Lauren Miller? Shit, man. Shit. From 70, from 73 to 76. Lauren Miller. Transferred from Lauren Miller from 95th Street School, 3rd grade. We lived right next door to 95th Street School in them apartments. Apartment number 3. Hop over the gate, go right to school. Boom. We didn't never walk around to the open gate. We just hopped over the gate. Boom, we in school. But I started Lauren Miller in 73. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. 73 and graduated in 76. Was it 76? Yeah. Graduated in 76. I think it was 76. Yeah. Yeah. Shit, yeah. I remember that shit too in the auditorium. Black ass Timmy was there too. But we went to their graduate. He graduated before me. But yeah. 76, Lauren Miller. That's when I left. But I started in 73. All right, peace to the gods. What's up, King? Twice a week, they say. All right. All the time and as much as possible. I thought about that too, Blue Magic. Is whenever I feel, jumping on, man, something might come up. I want to have these discussions, man, about a lot of shit that's going on around us. Politics, society, man, shit, finances, just shit, women, our problems with them. Shit we go through, what I mean? All kind of shit, man. So I have that thought, I can come home from work, man, man, I'm finna get on, I'm finna get on, So that's a possibility as often as possible. So, it may be more than twice a week. It may be more than twice a week, depending on how this thing goes, this first, we'll see by next Sunday. We'll see. Okay, what's Hoover Joe's GoFundMe? It's in the description, bro. It's in the description. Also, you can watch our videos. It's in there as well. Hoover Joe's GoFundMe is in there as well. Every day, God. I hear you, King. Herbert Norwood. Herbert Norwood. This is from GMAC. You know a guy by the name of Herbert Norwood. I'm kind of like thinking it was a brother, Lauren Miller. Uh, had a brother named Larry. It was two of them, but I think their last name was Norwood. Fifth grade together, sixth grade together, man. I'm not sure, man, but the name Herbert Norwood sounds familiar. Posted up with Boss Claus. Peace to the chat. Yeah, man. Peace back to you, Boss Claus. Good to see you back, bro. Bill Tree. That's respect. R.I.P. Monster Kody. For sure, home. For sure. A real one. No matter how you want to look at it, it's a real one. Yeah. Give respect, respect is due, homie. I heard it turned a lot of people gangster up. Well, it probably did. It probably did, But that was something that book Monster wrote, man, that was his ode to A Trey Gangsters. That was for a set. And although he spoke of other individuals from other sectors or sections, you know, he showed love and respect to other dudes. I think that book was more from himself and his set, man. So yeah, man, they supposed to want to take pride and be all right with that. Them dudes supposed to know every chapter of that book. you know. How many chapters is in the book? You know what I mean? Everyone should have one, own one of them books, a copy. That's what I think. Shit. Jess got a book. I got it. If Joe wrote a book, I get it. You know. Bub, shed a little light on my uncle, Lionel Smith, R.I.P. Lionel Smith, baby E. Lionel Smith, what name you go by? I'm lost. Lionel Smith. Give me a street name, bro. This baby E. Yeah, I know the name, but I can't tell you the street name. So hit me back, baby E, with his name, man, his street name. Doe Gang 700. Big homie, how did the 107s get the nickname Salo? You got to talk to them about it. They can tell you better than me. In fact, I'm going to pull up on them in a week or so, see if they ready. If the next generation want to sit down, man, just chop it up how they came up as kids, and they might want to impart how they came by the name or came with the name Salo. I've heard the story, but I wasn't there. You know what I mean? To speak on that, bro. It's best for to let them, let the Salos tell you that. They can tell you better than me. All right, we'll do it like that. Yes, I wrote Red Diop's material. Chancellor Williams, Diop. Oh shit, man. I can't even tell you how many books I done read, man. Quite a few. Quite a few. And even some of the more elite minds, man. Frantz Fanon, all them fools. Yeah, but Diop and them, they were more on a, giving it up raw. They want to tell the truth, man, about a whole lot of shit when other people were watering it down, trying to get along. Kenny Adams. I'm down here in Memphis with Milo from the track. Yeah, that's the homie, man. Tell him I say what's happening. Tell him I say what's happening, man. I talked to him, shit, what, been a month now? Milo came your ass down here, man. And he didn't even stop and holler at me, bro. You called me on the highway back. I'm like, man, I don't want to talk to you, home. I already left. No, bub, man, I'm not. No, man, we good, man. I'll see you next time. Yeah, and Grasshopper, you was part of that, man. You knew Milo should have came by, man. We're supposed to go have dinner and hang out, talk shit, man. Milo, man. Tell the homie I love you, man. You ever thought of have a Zoom panel? Hell yeah. This Neil, man. Yeah. Hey man, for real, Neil. Yeah, I have. Yeah. So his question is, Bub, have you ever thought to have a Zoom panel with others up there with you? Yeah, yeah. And in more than one respect as well. I've actually, me and just so you guys know, me and K and Mac talk about stuff like that. Getting together, man, with certain individuals, and just just having the power at the table. You know, at a round table, long table, whatever, man, but a positive powwow, you know what I'm saying, in terms of being, what we see in the community and, just speak to the damage that, a lot of us help create in the community. How can we change that? How can we fix or start to fix, you know, that situation? I think that comes through dialogue first, man, sitting together, man, getting an understanding, man, getting an understanding. But of course, a lot of cats, when you had those type of discussions, cats got to leave again, leave your feelings out, of that type of equation. Leave your feelings out there, man. Don't bring them in, man. Come sit down like me and let's have this talk, man. Me and Kev Mac been talking about this now, shit, since last August. Since last August. And speaking of last August, you know, we've yet to have another get together, man. And that was the most positive thing I can recall. Crips, Hoovers, gangsters doing together in a long time, man. So that's overdue. But yeah, to have a Zoom panel, I think that would be a good look. That would be a good look, man. That would be something I think we need to start discussing. See if we can't get some guys, come on, hey man, let's sit down, let's see what we can do with this. Chop chop. Chop chop. That's G bag. You know my chopper. You know my chopper. I don't want to say it out loud. What you say? Okay. I'm down there in Memphis, mine above. You ever thought, okay, boom, boom, boom. Hoover, hey, groove on one time for your mind. Yeah, we're gonna groove on, bro. That's what we do. Hold on, let me see something. I don't know if Bub know, but Boss Klaus is a real member of the groove. So listen, man. Yes, man. Don't think I don't, Sir Cash, man. And I'll do my research, man. I'll do my research. I've yet to meet the homie. I can't wait to meet him. Sit down with him. I've been I've been reading his comments and on other platforms, man, for a long time, man. And he cool with a lot of cats, man, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? He might be able to bring me into a situation with cats who may think or feel like they can't sit down with me, man, to have a decent conversation. So yeah, I know who he is. Real spit, man. It's the homeboy. Real shit. And my wife says that's fam. If my wife, if she thumbs up, that's fam, man. No discussion. So I can't wait to meet him and shit. Cause she said, man, that's the homeboy. She says it all the time. That ain't no kids up shit. That's my wife. I ain't got kids up there like that. But she always speak on him like, yeah, that's fam. Yeah, a lot of love and respect for him. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting, man. Whenever you decide you want to touch down, man, shit, let's go get a bite to eat, man. Chop it up, man. Okay. One time for your mind. What about the basketball player from Sevenfold? He was in the NBA. He not talking about. No, the only well, the in terms of professional athletes from Sevenfold, the only one I knew of and that we, most Hoovers, in the 70s, 80s, wherever knew of was Big George. And he was a baseball player, major league, he was a baseball player, stumped down over too. But that's it, man. I haven't, a lot of us, we thought we were NBA caliber. We thought we was NBA caliber, man. I used to shoot Hoover, some of the baddest dudes on Hoover. I mean, for real, for real. Dude had game. Juice, rest in peace. Fud shot a little hoop. Fud was pretty good. Sag man. Oh shit, Tank. Sevenfold was good. My boy Lurch from Five Deuce. That was my boy. That was my balling partner. We used to shoot hoop together on the streets, man. For money. And this was like shit in 90 shit before I left, before I got locked up. We was gambling money, big money. I recall one time, uh, the homeboy Sinbad went and got his little cousin because he was playing college ball. He's talking all shit. Yeah, man, my little cousin. I pulled up on 76 between Hoover and Vermont to holler at one of the homies, Roy. And he was over there hollering at Roy's sister. They chopping it up, whatever. I get out my car. Yeah, I had my tennis shoes on, my basketball shorts. I just came from Zoo New. He said something to the effect, "Oh man, you think you Michael Jordan?" I said, "Man, I'll ball your ass." He said, "Oh, I got somebody for you." I said, "Go get him." Yeah, he'll beat you. I said, "I ain't playing for free though." Oh, you what you playing for? You got 10,000? I said, "Man, sit back. You got 10,000. I got 10,000. Where we shooting at? Go get him." It turned out to be the homie Sinbad brother. Sinbad, rest in peace. It was his brother. I forget his brother name because Mike. I forget his brother name. He shot college ball. The boy shot who? Anyway, he was also a park director at Van Ness Park, so he had the keys to the gym. I'm telling Sinbad, I'm in my car, and before we left, I say, "Hey man, I do more than gangbang, homie. I shoot some hoop." Man, we kept the owl ball that boy, man. Sinbad was mad, motherfucker, but get that money up, man. You remember that? I know you remember that. Get that money up. But yeah, hey man, basketball, man, was something we did, man. I swear we thought we was the shit. We thought we was the shit, man. But I don't even shoot hoop no more, man. I used to cats tell you, Calipat, I wasn't playing. My boy Sad from 6 East Coast. Me and him, little Sad be on that court, man. Anthony, what's up, homie? Shout out. I tried to call you yesterday, bro. You didn't answer. But me and him get together went on the court, man. Come time for tournament, In and Out burgers and shit. They come looking for me, Buck. We need you on the team, man, because I didn't eat meat. So, I'm like, all right. Shit, man, we won every tournament, man. Every tournament. Also, man, Railhead, what's up, man? What's up, Marcus? He used to ball with us too, non-affiliate cat, man. He got out after doing the license, man. Good dude, man. Good brother. I hope you will, man. But yeah, that's what we used to do. That's what we used to do. Okay. He used to run with Lenny from Great. Yeah, okay. You talking about that Lionel that went to jail back in the day? I know exactly who you're talking about, man. Used to be with Lenny. They hung together also, man, and to get down on 75th between Hoover and Fig. Yeah, I know Lionel was off Bonzella. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. No, I had to think about Lionel's. Yeah. 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 I know him. We was cool too. I used to hang with him and Lenny. I used to fuck with Lenny real time. Matter of fact, Lenny was happening. That's the homie. Yeah, Lenny was the homie, man. For real, for real. I used to fuck with Lenny like a motherfucker. I'll tell you. That was my guy. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Good book. Okay. Neil said he read in Senika's book also. It was in 4800 with him. And the homie, little T-Bone from the set was there with us. Monster said he was an honorary 11 Deuce Hoover and Henry Clay. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I was in 48 when he was there. Charlie Roll. You remember? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yeah. I was there. I was on Able Roll. I was in Able 6. I was shit, man. I hit 4800. First time I hit 4800 was shit. Ooh, 83, 84. 84, man. And I ended up going back to jail, back to youth through YTS. And they landed back in there again, man, in 86. And then for the last time, no. Yep, 86. Got out, went back in 87. Got out and went back in 88. Got out and the module was closed. We was on no, they moved us to the 2100 floor, I think 3100 floor, and that was like 92, 93. I was fighting my case then. But yeah, and optimized. Yeah, I was in there with Monster then at the time too. Yeah, he was an honorary Hoover, homie, for real, for real. Dr. Bean. All right, posted up about Claude Frederick Hazaby, the big homie, was gone by the time I came around, but he was always held in high regard. Okay. Neil, what you know about France Fanon, man? Black face, white mask. He know. Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. Lionel passed away, man, in Ironwood. Yeah, matter of fact, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I knew Lionel, man. Lionel was a big ass motherfucker too. He's a heavy set motherfucker. Caught that case, man. I'll never forget it. Wow. PNPAC, Baba Louie, Pyro speak about who Joe in this book in the 70s. That's real. Yeah, man, Joe. Man, a lot of cats don't know Joe. How can I put this? Joe has an affinity for a lot of brothers, love, man, and respect for a lot of brothers, man. And from his mouth to my ear, man, being blood, crib, don't matter, man. Joe know them all, man. They know Joe, man. A lot of love and respect both ways. When I talk to Joe, he speak about individuals like Bobby Louie. He speak about cats, OG cats from Compton. I ain't gotta say no names. They know who they are. Other bloods, man, they know who they are. You know what I mean? In fact, he plugged me into a couple of them. So yeah, man. Joe, man, Joe's name is, if you ask me, guys who know Joe and love Joe, his name is synonymous with a friend. You know what I mean? You know, love and respect, somebody they can love and respect, man. So there's a lot of cats, man, that just had that love for Joe. And I tell you, Joe, whenever we talking, he'll name somebody and like, yeah, man, that was my boy, man. And we was back in da da da. He tell you from the streets to the pen, man. Whole lot of cats, man. Okay, okay. I used to run with Lenny from Great. Baby, he used to run with Lenny from Great. Yeah. Like I said, I used to fuck with Lenny real tough, man. Yeah. Yeah, I used to fuck with Lenny real tough, man. Yep, yep. Man. They say Boss Claus ball with the Clippers. He bought the Clippers.
Yes, that's key.
Oh, man, you remember the Clippers? Yeah, man, damn, you gotta get a better team, bro. Yeah, but the Clippers and the Lakers and all right, man. I'm gonna ride with you, man. Since I ride with the Clippers before I would the Lakers. No, I'm playing. No, no, Elf. No, I'm just playing. No, I'll cheer for him, but I'm cheering for the whole team. Yeah, if he win though, it's all good. That'd be good. Shit, I might be getting paid. Yeah. All right, yeah, Neil, that's right. It was my uncle partner in the '80s. They were getting, yeah, man, real shit, baby. Okay, man. He say be back in July, man. That's good luck. Good key, Rika. Yeah. Oh man, that's what's up, bro. All right, I'm looking forward to that, bro. I'm looking forward to that, boss. Real spit. Yeah, man. Okay, what that say? Man. So that's a good look then, man. Oh, I see little Tim name in there. Little Tim Darrell could play basketball too. Yeah, but see, that's funny. Little Tim started. See, Little Tim was the shortest out of the crew. He was the shortest one. And then all of a sudden, man, just one day that dude just sprouted. Little Tim was like tall as me. Damn, man, when the fuck you get this tall? And he started shooting hoop, and he had a little game on him. Be up at Lauren Miller clowning. Man, that's a whole lot of good looking out right there, Klaus. Yeah. Yeah, so I wonder, man, Klaus, you look like, man, you're really involved, man, with the youth. That's a good look, bro. That's a good look, man. I was speaking to a brother earlier today, out of the Bay, man. My guy Reg, man. What's happening, Reg? You know, man, he's doing this thing out in Monterey right now with the youth, man. And the way he was talking about it today, I knew he wasn't bullshitting. He was not playing, man. He flew out there to go hang out with them youngsters, man, and do his thing with them, man. I'm telling you, that's the type of shit I admire, man. I appreciate it. I would like to get involved in that type of shit. I've been telling you, well, me and my wife talk about it all the time, the coaching, basketball or football. But I think it's something more to it than that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I have an opinion about that, but you know, I'll say that for a later day. But I would love to be involved with the youth, man. That would be a good look. I promise you. Yeah, that would be a good look. So I'll send some hooves. Okay. Sup, homie? How do I send some hooves to support? What's it, baby? Oh, yeah. Um, like I said, man, you know, we want to reference. Well, look at it like this. If you brothers, man, want to support something, and I suggest this, man, and sincerely, let's donate. If you got something you want to give, let's donate to Hoover Joe's GoFundMe. Like I said, man, it's going towards good cause. I just interviewed Joe maybe 30 minutes before I came online, and that's why I was late. Um, you know, let's help this brother, man. Let's help this brother, man. You know, because his incarceration is foul. It's foul. You probably be better off getting it from him than me. You know what I mean? Because, like, say he's the one that's in that, you know, caught up in that situation, man. But if you brothers want to help, man, I would suggest, man, and you know, I'll defer to Joe, man. I'm not worried about this shit right here like that. I don't, like I say, man, I'm out here, I work. So, but that brother, he can stand to have, receive donations from any of you brothers and sisters who got mind, want to look into his situation and say, okay, man, that's something I'll support or not. But give that some thought, man. Whatever happened with these t-shirts, it's gonna happen, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I probably wear them more than anybody anyway. So, ain't, no big thing. If you're gonna come, come. But get that some thought, man. For real, for real. Boom, boom, boom. George Jackson. I got all them books, bro. In fact, I got a lot of them books now in the podcast. I have a library in the podcast. Like I was telling you guys last week, I have two new platforms. And I'm being secretive about them right now, you know what I'm saying? But they're mine. I want to make sure the scene is set up right, everything is set up properly, you know what I'm saying? The whole look. But we're gonna chop it up, man. I would love to have some brothers come on and chop it up about what we know to be, just facts, real history shit, historical shit about this right here. You know what I mean? The melanin. Let's have them discussions, man, about a whole lot of shit, man. But I got them books on my table right now. I have them books. I have like 13 books down there right now. You know what I'm saying? I bought them from home because I took them off my bookshelf at home in my bedroom and brought them here. But those books I have, Nubia, Kemet, Kush, Civilizations. Check out, and since we're just talking about books right now, check out I'm gonna tell you one of the best books I read, just in terms of civilization and our ancestors and whatnot, is Chancellor Williams. Check that book out, man. Destruction of a Black Civilization. Uh, Francis Stolen Legacy. Francis Quest Welsing, I think is her name. How you say that? Check her shit out too, man. Tight shit. Tight shit. Big hoorah, man. Damn. So, baby, you remember you remembering hoorah, man. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, appreciate that. The good thing about that, I was able to come home and hang out with him a little bit, man, before he passed away. I got pictures that I took with him. Don't nobody know I got, man. We hung out, man. I'd sit up with him in Hawthorne and stuff, man. Before he moved from there over to Gardena, near the Gardena area. Brother went through a lot, man. Brother went through a lot, man. Miss him. Yeah, real guy too. And free little hoorah, no shit. Uh-oh. Bill Loudtreat and went in on the Lakers, y'all. He said tonight is LeBron's last game. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Neil say, man, knock it off, bro. Bub, who's the other Neil from the set? Quit playing on. Yeah, okay. You might remember my cousin. He didn't bang, but he went to prison with Baby Rock from the four. They called him Levi. He didn't bang. I mean, Baby Rock, my name. He went to shit prison with Baby Rock. Yeah, he older than me. You know I love snacks. Anyone knows what happened to Damien Chinaman Porter? Yeah, I can't speak on that, man. Is it anything new? He just look up when his last post was. Let's see you find some on his last post. So I'm with it. Okay, man. Hey, man, another nigga. That's crazy. All right, big bub. All right, give my WhatsApp number from Lil Zo. Okay, I got you, bro. I got you, Klaus. You got Klaus' number? Can we get it?
I get it.
Yeah, he said to get it from Lil Zo, though. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, bro. I'm gonna tap in with you tonight or tomorrow. Stolen Legacy, yeah. George James, yeah. That was a good one too. Francis Cress Wilson, yeah. ISIS Papers. Yeah, Stolen Legacy was George James. Sup OG, Tantrum Nose, Tantrum Nose. I don't know who that is. You know what, man? And speaking of books, I read some more. Ralph Ellison, right? For instance, I found his shit interesting, man. You know what I'm saying? It dealt with society. I think it was Ralph Ellison was an Invisible Man, and there's another brother. It was fiction, but these dudes was tight in how they wrote shit. But Ralph Ellison was a guy, man, I read a lot of, man. Native Son. Yeah, Native Son. Was it Ralph Ellison or was it the other brother? Right. Look up the books, the titles Native Son and Invisible Man. I think that's Ralph Ellison, if I remember correctly. Okay, they going in on LeBron again. Thunder taking it all. Okay, and Chancellor was also wrote Rebirth of Black Civilization. Yes, he did. Thunder taking it all. I'm going to miss watching LeBron James for real. I grew up with him. I grew up to him like people grew up to Jordan. Yeah. Jordan was my guy till he came to move out, you know, to Hollywood. I should love LeBron, man. Couldn't tell me nothing about LeBron. Claude McKay. Hey King, who is Claude McKay? What did he write? Spook Who Sat by the Door, Greenlee. That was a tight one. That was a tight one. Actually, they made a movie of that one too. Actually, they made a movie of that. Remember we watched that movie? Spook Sat by the Door. That's a cold book, man. That's a cold book. Man Child in the Promised Land. Go on there, man. That's a book my mama made me read. You know, and sit down, you gonna read this book. And I had to read that book, man, time and again. I'm like, man, who the hell frying bologna with Vaseline? They in the book, these little dudes was rough, you know, in New York, right? Just going through some shit, you know, dilapidated apartments and shit. They frying bologna with Vaseline. I'm like, man, shit. I don't know what that tastes like, but shit, they wasn't playing. Man, Child in the Promised Land. That was a good book, man. That was a good book. So look, man, I'm loving the fact that we just sitting up chopping it up, man, about literature right now, man. You know, that's new. You know, I've yet to see anybody. Well, I can't say that fully because I don't too much. I don't watch, you know, those other, you know, get downs and so no disrespect, you know, but this is something I think, man, should be a norm. You know, matter of fact, uh, one of my brothers in the comments now, King, you know what I'm talking about. We have we sat down and discussed starting a book club. You know what I mean? We want to start a book club, you know, but we want to go about it right. You know what I'm saying? So we could do a live on that. In fact, we could probably do a Zoom get out, you know, with certain members, you know, after we've, you know, read the books and, you know, just, you know, bring that thing in, man. That's something. Hey King, let's get on that, man. Let's get back on that. Let's see if we can bring that, you know, to fruition. Let's see if we can make that happen, man. That would be a good look, a book club. Shit, in a minute, I'm gonna get Tank the Kwa we gonna hit me talking about what about chess club? Yeah, I know some brothers play the hell out some chess too. And brothers that read, some brothers are knowledgeable, man. Like I say, man, brothers ain't no dummies. Neither are sisters. It's just a matter, man, of, like I say, our potential, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever talents we have to nurture this shit. Bring this shit, man. Bring it out of us, man. Make it worth the while. Make it worth the while. So Niche, what can I ask the people? What would you like to say? I have a guest tonight, man. And I have a guest tonight, man, and this is my niece, my lover, man. In fact, she helped me with all this. She helped me with all this. This is painted in. So yeah, and decorate. I haven't showed you guys a whole studio yet. I guess at some point I will. I get you in trouble. Huh? She said, yeah. I get you in trouble. Okay. Where you at? Yeah, man. The studio's coming along fine, man. And I appreciate your help. I don't know. I never told you I ain't, buy you some eat. I love you now. Come on, don't do that. Come on, man. Don't, I'm on TV. I'm on the thing now. Come on. you tripping. Oh man. Hey man, look. I all bullshit to the side, man. I want to be a part of my community, man, in such a way to where what damage I caused back when I did, man, all the shit I was doing, man. I know, what's done is done, but I would like to be a part of my community to the point where, my legacy, is replaced, with something positive. You know what I mean? I don't want to be remembered as Bub from Sevenfold. I'm gonna just keep it 100. You know, went through a lot. Just getting here. You know what I mean? Went through a whole lot, man. A whole lot of brothers. I'm not on no island, man. We done been through some shit. A lot of it, man, is at our own, you know, by our own hand. You know what I mean? But I don't know how anybody else might feel about, the life they've lived and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you about, me and how I see my life, how I think my life should be going, what direction it should be in, and then when it's time for me to go, what I'm gonna leave behind. You know what I mean? What am I gonna leave behind that can be picked up, man? You know what I'm saying? Young brothers and sisters, you know, embrace it. Hold it close to the chest, man, and imbibe that shit, man, and grow on it. Build something from it. I want a legacy that's gonna be remembered for building. For building. I swear, man, I don't want to die. I want to leave here being remembered for tearing up some shit, man. It make no sense, man. All right, I'm gonna say that, man. Um, I love my people, like I said. I love my community. My mom. I didn't share this part. My mom was a Panther. She was a Black Panther. You know, and that's how we had to read shit. We had to know certain things. It's when we started out. Like I said, my mom had us in shit where we had to learn shit. You know what I mean? She wanted us to be aware of what was waiting outside. You know what I mean? Um, I've seen police raids at our home and shit. Just for having Panther meetings. I mean, and my mom didn't have to tell me from that point on. Don't trust them. That's they're a problem. You know, um, I've seen this shit. I've seen it, man. I've seen brutality. I ain't got my ass whooped by them so many times. It ain't funny, just because. But I'm not gonna blame what I went through or what my mom's went through, on them people, man. What I'm gonna do is say, like I just said, man, I'm gonna change not just the face, but the narrative of my legacy. You know, I'm that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, any of you brothers out there, man, had them thoughts. You have these thoughts and ideas about want to do better. Not just for yourself, but for your people, your community. Hey, man, I say, man, start addressing that shit. Start addressing it. You know, to some, this might not seem like shit to them. Like, oh man, you just on the podcast. Yeah, 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 you know. I say, hey man, you watching, just keep watching. Just keep watching, you know. So I want to bring, I want to bring that to the table, man. And I'm hoping, man, that a lot of brothers, man, that's really with it. See, it take a certain type of dude, man, to know better. It take. I think it takes those who've been through some shit and got through it to want to do something different, man. I mean, really be serious about it. For those who ain't really, you got a lot of dudes, man. They say they high power, whatever, whatever. A lot of that shit is on the fluke, you know. A lot of that shit, just it's a fluke, man. And just shit, boom, boom, boom. You know, some dudes took it and just rolled with it. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking them for it. I know a whole lot of dudes have been through some shit, and man, wear masks. They wear masks like everything cool, and dudes going through some shit. They go through shit, man. They go through shit because we haven't found an outlet. We haven't found that thing, man, you know what I'm saying, to help us get on track, man, start releasing not necessarily this bad energy, but you want to release, man, this vibe, man, this shit, man, that's in you, that's speaking to you to do something else, do something better. It's a whole lot of them out there, man. Whole lot. I'm just one. But like I say, for me, being raised the way I was, man, it has a lot to do with my mindset today. Like I said, I came up in a home first, and we lost that. I didn't grow up poor. We just ended up circumstances, things happened, and before we knew it, we were poor. But still, I grew up a certain way. Moms had us in the Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, anything you can think of. You know what I mean? you know, it's just what it was, and a lot of that shit stuck with me. Her wanting to defend blackness, it stuck with me in spite of how I treated blackness. You know what I mean? But I'm saying all that to say, man, uh, my legacy has been forever changed, man, and not because of this podcast. You know what I'm saying? But this podcast is going to be a platform to help me get done what I think should be done, or help get the word out in terms of how I think it should be spread. You know, I just want to always say power is in the people, man. We have an opportunity, man. Every day that you get up, I say grand rising, not good morning. Words of power, man. Good morning. Check it out. Just pay attention. Words of power. But a grand rising is something totally different, man. So every day that I maybe just put 10 toes down, it's a grand rising, man. I have an opportunity, man, to do something, I didn't do the day before. You feel me? So, so yesterday I didn't do it live. I did today. I feel good about this one. I feel good about this one. You know, I just want my people to know. Oh, um, shit. Crybaby Sal, man, what's up, homie? In my bad, bro. I ain't tapped in with you in a minute, man. I love you, bro. I grew up with this brother also, man. Hey, got stories. Oh my God. Sal, man. Oh man, you were incorrigible back in the day, boy. We just stayed in shit. But Sal, man, I love you, man. I'm sending this out to you, man. Tap in, man. Hit me, man. I'll hit you. Small fry. I love you, homie. Um, give me a pass on that one. All right. Give me a pass on that one, bro. You know what I mean? But I do love you, and I hope to see you soon. I'll be down that way, man. I'll be down that way soon, man. Pull up on your ass. But I do love you, bro. Okay, don't get that twisted. Um, these are brothers, man. That I say, man, like I say, I grew up with these dudes, and we was all the same way. But look at them now. These dudes on some more shit, man, and they ain't afraid, man, to tell you what's right and wrong. You know, so I'm just saying that, man, to say, man, we out here. We out here, man, and we out here for a reason, all right? You got to know what it is. You got to be the one to determine what your reason for being is, man, all right? And this is just part of mine. This ain't the whole thing. But look here, man. I love you, brothers, man. One more thing. I got to do this again because Lon felt a certain way about blow dough from 2 Ps. He is not able to get over that, man. He said, man, that is out of the ordinary. And he sent his regards, man, his love and respect to you, Blow Dough. And that's the brother's name, like you blow dough. You know what I mean? You blowing money. Well, I don't know. But real spit, man. Lon said, man, he sent his to you, man. And he hoped that you guys create a bond, man, that's beyond, that's beyond, man, anything, look, tap in with Lon again, man. It's not well. Okay, yeah, man. I'm gonna start calling him a troll, but but that's not something I want to even address. You know what I'm saying? That's not important. You know what I mean? Milk, what's the deal? What's the deal, Milk? That's what I'm talking about, homie. That's what I'm talking about, homie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you, man? Do you? Hey, man. Look here. Like I said, man. I wasn't the hardest of them, man. I wasn't the baddest, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you what I am today. I'm determined to lead this mug a different man. All right. My legacy, like I said, the one that's in place now, trashing that, man. You know what I mean? That's something I went through. You know what I mean? My legacy, though, man, is gonna stand, man, for a long time. Word. You brothers, man, take care of one another. All right. You brothers, man, first look out for yourself. Again, man, it reminds me of Alon talking about Lala from East Coast, telling him to love himself, man. If we pay attention, we'll see shit. My mama used to tell us, observation is your best teacher. If you just learn to observe what's going on around you, you'll see, man, a lot of us lack love for self. That's why we don't know ourselves. This is why we go through the shit we go through. But hey, man, love yourself, man. Love yourself so that when you come in contact with that brother that probably ain't gonna know no better, you have some love for him, homie. You both walk away. You both get to go home. You know what I mean? Think about that shit, man. Love yourself, man, so you can love each other, love one another, man. Power is in the people, man. Peace to the gods. Hey, King, I see you, man. I love you. I wanted to hold on. Let me say something. All right. I'm gonna need that Amazon book wish list, man. Blueprint for Black Power. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Much love, Kenny. Much love right back at you, man. Oh, one book. Oh, fuck. The Black Dot. Oh, fuck. Man, that was a powerful book. I forgot who wrote it. It's called The Black Dot. Talking about the pineal gland, man. It's gonna come to me after I get off this, man. Watch what I tell you. This how it always works. Okay. Hey, Klaus, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, 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 yeah. I hear you, Klaus. Yeah, I'm good for that. Damn. Hey, if I do, man, I'm gonna have to bring some equipment and shit. You know what I mean? That woo wee. That'd be a different look for me, man. Like I say, I'm living my best life, man. Okay, it's called the Black Dot philosophy. Now, you know what? I want to be careful because you could have people, Jerry Mark Fish, you could have people that can use the same title and shit, and it might not be the same thing. But country and life stuff is China. Yeah, this isn't it. But hey man, look, Klaus, I'm gonna take you up on that. I'm gonna take you up on that, man. As soon as my vacation time mount up again, we're gonna hang out, man. But hey, until then, man, I hope to see you soon. All right, bro. Hey man, look here, man. To all the people in the comments, man, I just like to say, man, for real, for real. Um, look, man, this shit can only get better. And I'm not talking about the live shit, man. You know what I mean? It's already bad. I'm telling you, can't get no worse, man. So if we get conscious of what's going on around us, if we observing and we start speaking truth to power, you know what I'm saying? A lot of shit changed. I was talked about old head a long time ago. and this is some real shit, you know, so you guys take it any way you see fit. He told me you deal with bullshit 3 ways. You address it verbally, you attack it physically, or you ignore it. Think about that. Think about that. Because ain't no 1-3 way the best way to deal with a lot of bullshit. But you have 3 options, you know. And a lot of what we going through, I think the first approach is to address it. Straight up. You know, we already know what ignoring it does or what it's done. You know, by ignoring it, you know, you just as culpable. You know, you got nothing to say about, you know, bullshit that's going on. You just as much as fault, you know. But I understand too, people tend to look at their lives differently. You know what I mean? It's my life. I ain't got time for that. You know, I'm working now. I have a job. I have a career. I had, you know, yeah, I get it. I get it, man. You know, but if it's something that we can do that's positive, if it's something we can do that's uplifting, if it's something we can do, man, to give to those who are coming up behind us, that's going to help them stand on their 10 toes, not just hanging out on the corners, though, you know, trapping or whatever the hell it is. But man, stand on their 10 toes, getting an education, an understanding, a skill, a career. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you could be a Crip, a Blood, a criminal, a gangster, whatever you want. You could, you know, you can have that affiliation and still be a doctor. You know that, right? You know that, right? And I don't mean though, you know, that's your community. You know what I mean? You doing that and coming back and say, I did it. Imagine what that would do. Imagine who would pick that up and be like, man, this motherfucker a doctor. I remember 10 years ago, he was hanging over there at Joy House. You know, come on, man. Lawyer on a corporate level, you know, whatever, man. Judge, assembly person, mayor, whatever. And you can say, hey, yeah, that's where I came from, man. Like I said, man, you ain't got to just, come on, man, understand the shit. But look, I'm tired. I ain't gonna do all this preaching and shit. You know, it is what it is, man. But I'm telling you, it's only that because we allow it to be. See, we be talking about it is what it is. Yeah, okay. No, it ain't. You know, it ain't. Hey, man, I love you guys, man. For real. Again, I keep seeing milk ass, man. Man, motherfucker. Yeah, good line up. Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. All right. Hey, Klaus, man, all love. All right, bro? All love. I see you, Kenny Adams, man. Appreciate you as well, man. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. The Orange Men. I see you guys. Hey, man, love yourself. Love one another. Power is in the people, man. You have been, you are, and you will be under the groove, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Hey, and check out the merch store. All love, man. Take care of one another. Power is in the people.